Hey there all craft beer lovers. Time for that beer review once again. So for this time around guys, we got a big bottle on our hands tonight. We are going to France for this one. We are going to a brewery called Brasserie au Baron. And we're taking this fella there, Saint Medard Brune or Saint Medard Brune. So I think it may be like a kind of a French equivalent of an Oud Brune from Belgium. I don't know. There we go, Saint Medard, who was a 4th century or 5th century saint, a bishop of Noyon, I believe, and this is him, and an eagle soaring over his head. There we go. And that's basically all they say. So it's a little bit, it's an imported product, of course. It says here, ingredients. Water, malted barley, hops, yeast, elderflower, and spices. Coming in at 7% ABV, big 750 milliliter bottle. Very, very lovely and traditional. Let's go and open this one up then, see what we're going to get. Now, sounds interesting. There we go. Never tried anything from these guys before, so let's see how this one holds up. Oh, big pop. Big pop. A lot of smoke. There we go. I'm gonna use my Belgian Leffy glass for this one. I'm sure the guys at Brasserie au Baron won't mind, because I don't have a glass from these guys. Otherwise I would have been drinking out of that one. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look really nice? I think it does. Look at that, guys. What a nice looking beer. 2 fingers worth basically of a light brown head, small bubbles on top. Definitely a dark brown color to it. Definitely light shining through, but a nice brown colored head. Look at that. Nice lacing on the glass, on to the beer and the aroma then. Right off the bat, you got a kind of a very, very potent yeasty smell to it. Bready, yeasty, smells like a saison almost. Hint of a spicy vibe there, but I can't really go further than that. Can't really pick out the different spices, but you got a spicy background to it for sure. Yeah, almost like... Yeah, there's maybe a sweet hint as well lurking about. But ever so faint, ever so faint. Okay, so with that said guys, let's dive in, see what this one brings to the table. Cheers all. Okay, definitely complex. Definitely complex, guys. A lot of complexity to this one. It's very, very kind of, I would say, yeast forward. A yeast forward beer, a lot of yeast, bready spices, almost like cumin in there. Very, very dry aftertaste. Super dry, in fact. It's actually drying my palate out totally. Making my mouth becoming bone dry, basically. Very, very, very spicy. Dry, again. Yeah, I get a lot of yeast, bread, malts, but at the same time a lot of hops. Very dry aftertaste. I get a little bit of kind of cumin in there, maybe a fruity hint just in the middle there. After you initially get a faint sweetness, then that yeastiness part takes over. Then you get a faint fruity hint, and then comes that long, bready, dry aftertaste to it. Not bad. It's not bad, actually. But I mean, it's a little bit of a different beer for me. Different. Final sip. Yeah. Slight fruitiness. Oh yeah. Lot of yeast. Super dry aftertaste. Cumin. Bready spices. For me, it's a good beer. But perhaps, well, I was expecting perhaps a little bit something else there. But I mean, it's not a bad beer, guys. It's not a bad, it's a good beer. A little bit of complexity to it, actually. But it's very dry. And I did expect not so much dry beer here. I was expecting a little bit more, a little bit more sweetness to it, if that makes sense. But it's very dry. For me, not bad. I'm still gonna give it a good old solid 3.5 out of 5. If you like your very dry, bready, kind of, yeasty forward beers, this is for you. Brasserie au Baron, Saint Medard, Brune, 7%. Alcohol is very well concealed. 3.5 out of 5. Thank you for watching.